sometimes it's about seeing the light.
You know what, Rob? You're exactly right, my man.
What do you think about that CMO-CIO interaction?
No such thing. It's a CIO-CMO interaction.
Wow, this is where we start.
This is where we start.
Well, over the years, we've had a lot of conversations about how important it is that we actually do get along and that we, more importantly, work together.
Yeah, you're exactly right. The thing that I think about all the time is it's important that we both operate within the same framework, enough so that we can represent each other when each other aren't there.
So, good example of that. We a few years ago, we had a number of big initiatives going on. I was starting business analytics, and you were starting content management.
Yep, and what we realized was about a quarter of the way through that, from an implementation point of view, it was going to be much better for you to do the content strategy and much better for me to do the business analytics thing. So we switched.
We did.
No big conversation,
Right.
No big ego, no big drama. We switched.
Right. And I think part of that switch was, there was a lot of comfort around it, but it was the important thing and the right thing to do because we both realized that, and we said this at the time.
Yep.
You know what? You're owning this, I'm owning that, but we're going to have to work together on all of it anyway.
That's exactly right. And I think, moving forward, we both see our jobs as facilitating things in the organization as opposed to owning things in the organization. I think that's important.
It is. One of the things that we've talked about for a long time, John's talked about mass customization. For you and me, what that gets translated to is how do we personalize things,
Sure.
and how do we customize things? And HighRoad Solutions kind of brought us into that
Yes.
for the first time a few years ago with the AN newsletter.
Yes, they did. And what both you and I realized, and I was trying to convey to them when I was talking about a market of one, which Ron absolutely freaked at when I first said it, was we do have to get down to smaller and smaller markets of people based on their moments of need and what they're interested in.
And when I hear you talk about moments of need, how I have to translate that from a Marcom standpoint is it's all about context.
Yes.
Information is information, but it's got to be important to the person when they are seeking it and in that moment of need. And we don't control when that moment is. We just
right.
control the information that we provide when they're in it.
That's right. And one of the other great things about HighRoads is their association experience. And they understand those moments of needs, and they're able to understand the context by which people might be coming to us from. So they're great partners from that perspective as well.
And one of these conversations now that we're starting is around marketing automation. And you're right, HighRoad Solutions absolutely brings all of that association, domain-specific knowledge to the table. It's fantastic. They also bring that industry-wide, best-in-class experience because they are helping us discover the right kinds of tools that are truly best-in-class marketing automation tools.
That's exactly
invaluable.
Right. And I remember when you first introduced that to them and they said, okay, we know HubSpot, we know Marketo,
Right.
we know, and they went through this list of things that people outside of our industry use as well as people in our industry. So again, they're great partners to have.
Well, and one of those big conversations is, lead generation, and that's going to be, marketing automation is going to be a key driver for that because that's a challenge for all organizations.
No question.
All of us want more, better, and more qualified leads at the end of the day.
That's right. And again, my job from that perspective is to make sure that those leads come in from throughout the organization seamlessly to you to get done what you need to get done, my man.
Well, I think that is why we work well together.
That's why we work well together. Until later, my man.
Carry on.